Okay, testing. Okay, welcome to everyone. We're gonna go ahead and get started with, I'm just gonna give some welcome remarks and thanks, and we're gonna have a short conversation with the artist and the curator. Welcome to all of our local friends. Welcome to those who've joined us from far away, and we even have people joining us virtually. I'm Jennifer McCabe. I'm Director and Chief Curator here at SMOCA. And before we get started, I ask that you join me in acknowledging and paying respect to the traditional custodians of the land we're on today. And they include the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian Community, the Gila River Indian Community, the Ak-Chin Indian Community, Fort McDowell Yavapai Nation, and the Pascua Yaqui tribe. These are five tribes of five local tribes of the 22 federally recognized tribes in the state of Arizona. The others, which I'd like to acknowledge generally, as they're an important part of our history, our current moment, and our future. Tonight, we're celebrating the exceptional artist, Brad Callhammer, who's here next to me. Thank you, Brad. Thank you for trusting us with this incredible project. It wouldn't have been possible without the support of the Andy Warhol Foundation for the Visual Arts. They, like us, keep artists at the center of their work, privileging commissions and publications. And so we're thankful for their support. With this show, we're completing the four of solo exhibitions with support from their foundation. That includes Zeneb Cedar, Beverly McKeever, which is open in the other galleries tonight, and Diedrich Brackens. We're also grateful for the support of Garth Greenan Gallery, and in particular, the mad skills of Jill Coy, who's here with us tonight. Thank you. Thank you to the institution and lenders who generously loaned artworks, especially Olga Viso and Cameron Gaynor. We're proud to have partnered with Temblores Publications, which are based in Mexico City. Thank you, Natasha. They're part of Terremoto, and we did an artist book that accompanies the exhibition. It's a reproduction of sketchbook images of Brad's, and there are 3 scholarly new essays, new critical writing on Brad's work. We have a small amount here right now, but they're being reprinted and delayed, so thanks to COVID mostly, but you're able to look through them at the front desk and pre-order, and we will ship them to you wherever you are. Obviously, the entire SMOCA team is incredible, and I'm grateful for everyone's contributions for the exhibition and the programs. Each exhibition we do requires extra something, but this one, had a lot of special extras. So we're lucky that we have the best team, literally, because it's led by Laura Best, our exhibitions manager. Yay, Laura. Waving from the back. They spent countless hours out in Mesa, defumigating trailer and all kinds of things back and forth. And a special shout out to James and Ian Coyne for building the amazing stage, which will be activated tonight. In addition to the staff, the Board of Trustees and the Advisory Council for SMOCA provide enormous support along with the City of Scottsdale. So I'm thrilled to introduce our two special guests, Natasha Boas, who's the guest curator, and Brad Callhammer. First, Natasha is SMOCA's curator at large, someone I've worked with professionally for over 10 years. As an independent international curator, she brings an incredible array of experience to her work, and her brilliance shines brightly in each exhibition she undertakes, and this one is no exception. Her curatorial framework provided the fertile ground needed for swap meet, and her work on the artist book was important and incredible. So thank you, Natasha. And Brad Callhammer, an artist whose practice, well, it arches from a refined practice to a more swap meet style. I think he probably doesn't need a long introduction for this crowd, but I want to say that we're thrilled to host this exhibition nearly 20 years after his first exhibition at SMOCA in 2004. perhaps a result of him spending more time in Arizona over the recent years and a desire to reconnect with the land. We're one of 2 institutions featuring his work in Arizona this month. In a few weeks, his show 11:59 to Tucson will open at the Tucson Museum of Art. And Brad will return here on April 1st for another special performance. So please join me in welcoming Natasha Boas and Brad Gallhammer.
Well, thank you, Jennifer, for those warm words. Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Jennifer, and thank you again to the install team who brought a trailer in from the Apache Junction swap meet for us, which is behind us. It has been fumigated and it is meant to be visited. It is in and of itself. We were thinking about it as a ready-made or some kind of lingering historical carapace or artifact. Exactly. So please, after these few words today, please come in and enter into this incredible universe. So I just wanted to, Brad and I have known each other for a really long time, and we've worked together in very different environments, from Manhattan, New York City, the New York City art world, Birmingham. We spent time in Birmingham, and I talk about the meeting and the events we went through in Birmingham, and then most recently in San Francisco at the Marin Headlands residency, where Brad did some extraordinary work based on that particular environment and habitat. Brad moved to Mesa about 3 or 4 years ago, right? And
yes.
Yeah. And we started talking about this new, not new for Brad because he grew up in Arizona and Tucson specifically, and then later in life in the Midwest, but sort of a new home for Brad and a new studio for Brad in Mesa. And we wanted to think about what we could do for the museum in a new way at this point. And at that point, it was 2019. And so we thought about, Brad took me and Jennifer to the Apache swap meet. And we also went out to the Superstition Mountains, which I'm sure many of you know. And we had this incredible experience. And I said to Brad, well, why don't we bring a trailer into the gallery? And I wonder what that would be like for you. And so initially we were thinking about it as a social practice project where Brad would work in the trailer adjacent to the swap meet and create works there that we would then bring into the gallery. And then after that, we decided just to bring the trailer into the gallery. So here we are. So I'm going to read something from the catalog that I actually wrote, and then I'm going to ask Brad a few questions. So swap meet, also known as the swap in Callhammer shorthand, is an alternative space for belonging or coming together. Its title suggests the possibility of transactions as well as transnationalities, of repurposing and recycling, of movement and borderlessness. Historically, the swap meet would be held at the meeting place of multiple territories and cultures. And Callhammer swap meet, where we are now, is this kind of transcultural space in which the artist is not only celebrating his unknown Indigenous ancestors from his unique background, but he has also said to me recently, Natasha, it's all about the swap as the dynamic, expansive, collective third space. So Brad, I was wondering if you could just talk a little bit about this idea of the third space and the swap meet.
So the third place is a concept I'd come up with, I think in 1999 with Jeffrey Deitch. And this first space being my life as lived, the second space being my life had I not been adopted and grown up perhaps on a reservation or urban situation. The third space would be something akin to what is expressed through this trailer. I've had a long, growing up in Tucson, my father was in contracting, and I've had a long history with swap meets or porch sales or secondhand construction sites. And it's this idea, it's kind of a socio-economic thing of improvising, the joy of improvisation, because you have to improvise because you don't have a lot of money. You have to make things. I am a maker. I've seen my father actually made his own airplane. And I showed that in another show up in Wisconsin at the Kohler Art Museum. And it's just, I've had this long history of this kind of improvise, and I will say joy, and also a kind of generosity that comes out of that, and which I got from my father, and then various craft makers or artists. I was also thinking of somebody like Barry McGee, who we both know, people that exemplify this particular notion. And then I was thinking of even Fritz Scholder, going back historically, with his sort of hybridness, which is something I then picked up on over the years.
It's really interesting because actually I texted Barry McGee images today, and he loves them, and he congratulates you, by the way. But they're Barry, shout out to Barry. Speaking of that, I'd like to point out a few things in the gallery. Most of the works here in the gallery are new works made for this show, including the trailer. And you can think of as a ready-made, or however you'd like to think about it, or as Brad's nomadic studio. And the theme throughout this is really this peripatetic nomadic practice that Brad has, embodied by his series of notebooks that you can see on in the display on the side. And these are recent notebooks he's made in Mesa, so they're new notebooks. It's an ongoing, lifelong project, and Brad almost has 100 of these notebooks almost coming up soon. So you can see those. We also have reproduced the notebooks in the beautiful catalog that Jennifer had mentioned. Brad is a serialist. I've noticed that in his quest for sort of meaning and belonging and community, Brad will produce series of what he calls his tribes, different tribes, the Katsina dolls, for example. And behind you are his new works, the geological, Rock Shop Geological Studies, and the Zombie Botanicals. And they are from this place. And I was wondering if you could talk about the new work in relation specifically to being back in this area.
So, right, and we should mention, I think Jennifer touched on it too, this show has been a long time in making, and various delays for obvious reasons. And over time, I was thinking about the swap meet and this, being an adopted person, this idea of personhood and how this is expressed through the animate or inanimate object of the swap meet. You anticipate going into a swap meet, you see the cars, the people, the sort of self-appointed dealers, the civilian historians, the kind of characters that you come across. And then suddenly you're halfway through it, and all the energy dissipates. You're like, they're just old things and used and broke, and you wonder about these people. And as my own origins are a mystery, I ascribe this idea to these tools or whatever. The zombie botanicals best express this idea of living and dead. These are pieces of cactus that I've either scavenged from the swap meet or picked up on various hikes around the superstitions in the Sonoran Desert. And then I had this idea that the neighbors were stealing my water and I needed protection. So I had these kind of animals. I had 3 of them in my driveway. And then the water theft stopped, which was, or maybe it didn't, or maybe I didn't know. But anyway, it was just, it's kind of how artists, geek up on themselves to, make something, make a scenario. And it is true, that's a good point, Natasha, the serial nature that I have is, if I have to make one, then there'll be 100.
And speaking of that, I mean, we have the beautiful super catcher that you made, I think in 2010. Yeah.
Yeah,
that-
12.
From San
Yeah.
Francisco, where I'm based, from the SF MoMA collection, and the Kent Logan, a gift from Kent Logan and the Logan collection. All of your animate and inanimate creatures are staring at the dream catcher. And if you look at the gallery carefully, everything is oriented. All your new works are oriented. Oh, and including Bowery Nation, which is not a new piece. We'll talk about that. Oriented towards the dream catcher. Could you talk to us a little bit about the dream catcher as one of these serial multiples that you work with and on regularly?
Absolutely. So, just to set up the tableau, you have this trailer. I mean, all of us who've gone up, you drive up to Gallup, that sort of windy, lonesome whine of a road, and you look out and you see that trailer with just that thin wisp of smoke, and you wonder who, what, why. And that's what this is. But then there's this moon that's either rising or setting, and that's what that is, the dream catcher. And the multiple amplification of all those catchers, bigger than all. That's probably well, that was the first mothership. There's 4 big ones. I'll debut a rather more intricate one in New York City
in April at Garth Greenan Gallery.
with Giles in attendance. Yes.
And oh, sorry, did I interrupt?
No.
Yeah. Another piece that I'm like, well, now I'm sort of tripping on it because I'm staring right at it, which is it sort of appeared in the process of curating the show with you. It's the T-shirt totem. I didn't know about it it was just like a month ago. I didn't know about it, and I love it. And I was thinking about it now that I'm looking at it. I mean, there's so much about it. I think you do refer to it as a totem, but also this idea of personhood that you were
Yes.
talking about. And I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about that work.
So the T-shirts, often when I'm painting, I have 2 or 3 things going on at a time. Like a lot of artists, we're just, our minds just get ramped up, but we can't stop, and it annoys people. So we have to just, keep.
Never annoys curators.
It doesn't.
Never.
No,
We're never
curators
annoyed.
we do it for curators. We love curators, but then you have this loaded brush. You have T-shirts. You have, and I happened to. I think it was early 2000s. I had walked in a Cynthia Rowley show when I had a figure.
We've got fashion.
Yeah. And it was the hardest thing I ever did in the art world was to walk. It was humiliating. But then I came out of that runway experience thinking I'm a fashion designer, which I wasn't.
Right.
But I wanted to then create these shirts. I have about 20 of them, and some I've, they're all everywhere. A lot of them I've actually painted in, and I like this idea that I could walk down Williamsburg or Brooklyn or the Lower East Side, and it's kind of an advertisement for the self, right? Until about 2008, when Soho started to flip, and people asked me to paint their apartments. And I stopped.
Well, it's interesting because you call yourself a Smithsonian delinquent. And when we were in Birmingham and at the Birmingham Museum doing a gig there many, many years ago, in the last century, Brad, sorry to say, when I think about it. We went to this extraordinary collection, and there are many in Birmingham, and specifically it's a collection of Bierstadt 19th century paintings, and the one that you stopped to look at and were arrested by, literally, was called Manifest Destiny. And our host, and we were being polite guests and curators and artists, our host owned this beautiful Bierstadt, and Brad said, do you know what this means to people like me? This representation of Manifest Destiny of the West with dead Indians and cowboys. And our host said, well, these paintings are in the Smithsonian, meaning that somehow there was a legitimacy to this imagery because they were in the museum. And I was wondering if you could tell us a little bit about what you mean when you say that you're a Smithsonian delinquent.
That was a short, bitter little exchange that day.
It was really
Yeah, I
intense.
remember.
But it's
Yeah.
marked me and the work that Brad and I have done together and the way that I understand your work,
Yeah.
because you are clearly a delinquent. No, you're a Smithsonian delinquent, and your work is about this moment. Mhm.
That delinquency thing, that's a whole other talk, but we have to get in
that's
there.
okay. We
right?
won't
And
talk about
yeah,
that.
we're not.
We
gonna
can
get
talk
in- we're
about-
gonna leave that.
I will say this because I think we are going to wrap it up. I think everybody wants to see the show, but Susan Harris, who's here, who's a wonderful journalist and writer from Manhattan, did an interview in 2020 with Brad for the Brooklyn Rail, and she talks about Brad because ultimately Brad is this, I think, an incredible romantic storyteller. And Susan writes, I think the stories that Kalhammer tells speak to the complexities of considering what it means to be American.
Mm.
And rather than asking you anything, Brad, maybe we'll end on that and think about that. Does that suit you, or would you like to open it up for questions, or would you like to respond to that?
Not before I thank you, Natasha, for inviting me to do this second show. This is a very, I do want to say though, we have this great band before. I mean, I just heard them when I walked in, and I do have a history of opening up fairly major shows with, in '99, I had the Silver Cloud Singers, who were the only powwow band on the East Coast at that time. 2006, it was the L Train Hillbillies, found them on the subway, gave them a home for a couple hours, Deutsche Projects, and now we have Dirt Roads.
Next up,
Dirt.
Dirt. Thank you so
Dirt.
much for coming.
And
And Brad, and thank you, Brad. This has been an incredible ride. And thank you all for being here. Thank you.
Are we doing a question or?
Oh, yeah, Q&A. If
Yeah,
anybody
Q&A.
has a questions for Brad, please feel free. Or you can come up to him and ask him after. Yeah. We want to start the party. Okay, let's start the party. Okay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Bye.
For everyone, it's probably a good time to get a drink if you want as well before the band's going to set up and start in about 5 minutes. So sorry you can't bring drinks in here, but you can stand outside and come back. You'll hear it when it gets started.
Testing. I'm just playing songs. Don't mind me, but my name is Cedar. I was here opening up for Dirt Roads. I'm actually part of the band. It's really funny. But yeah, thank you to Smoka for inviting everybody out and having everybody here. And thank you to the headlining artist for having me here as well. It's a great privilege, and it's great to just be surrounded by some really good art. It's been a while and I miss it, so I'm really glad. I'm a bit out of my element, I'm gonna admit, because I usually play bar rooms and they're pretty smoky. So this is a new experience for me, but let's kind of see how it goes. I told myself that I'd drive all night for you, just to see your smiling face. I told myself that I'd wait for you, but you're nowhere to be found, my saving grace. I'm here waiting for you. While you're having fun in California, you're going and you're getting high, and I'm sitting by and I'm telling you that it's gonna be okay too. Sometimes I feel like I'm just saying words, but I'm building a world, you and me. Don't you know that you're mine? And baby, for all time. Won't you show me who you are? And I'll show you. How's everybody doing? It's Friday night. All right. So I was a nomadic spirit for a while. I was in Flagstaff when fire broke out on one of the mountains, and I wrote this about that. Don't you know, crawling on the floor, burn so bright you make space for more. When you fall, it sounds like God's bones breaking. Won't you know, won't you burn for me? Ooh, crown on fire. Ooh, crown on fire. I wish I could say some words to you to make everything go away. I wish I could make you stay and take away all your heavy thoughts. Ooh, crown on fire. 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 Crown on fire. Cool. Well, I got time for one more. I hope you figure this one out. fishing at the lake. I remember wood hauling all day. Eat bologna sandwiches and drink a Diet Pepsi. Then you would say, let's get back before it gets too dark. I remember when you used to drink, pass out on the couch after yelling and screaming. Then you would say, come sing me a song. I remember Santa got me a guitar, but I knew it was you all along. It still had the price tags, but I didn't care. But sometimes when I'm laying in my bed, I can still smell the air of the lake. Thank you. I'm Cedar, and now we welcome up Dirt Roads. Luckily, I don't get to change anything, and I get to stand here. So, make yourselves comfortable, and we'll be on shortly. Thank you very much.
Good job, bro. Someone say party? What's up first? Huh? Old sounds. We're gonna scrap Falling and Flying, and we're gonna scrap Chemo Express. So it's the old sounds and Tshirts Navajo Love.
Old sounds and Sweet Navajo.
Yeah, or like Sweet Navajo Love after.
After this.
After old sounds.
Howdy.
Howdy. right, we're gonna play some Navajo country music for y'all. Feel free to move around if you'd like. Ready? Old sounds. Spent some time away, way from the seas. Seems I fell in love, fell somewhere in between. Nights have come and gone. Maybe I've gone too far. Further than before. Before there was something more. Days made by old sounds, old sounds of you and me. You and me. What did it mean? What did it mean? Old sounds will go away. The old ways will always stay. When you see me, maybe you'll hear me. Maybe you'll hear me someday. Days made by old sounds, old sounds of you and me. You and me. What did it mean? What did it mean? Thank you. Thank you. What's that? Yeah. Sweet Navajo. Little gold ring, little gold ring, hard working hours for a little gold ring, bunches of wildflowers,
bunches of wildflowers, standing in the morning, kicking those flowers. Oh, baby, my sweet baby, there will never be an end to our love. You've given me all of these things. You brought to life all of my dreams. Oh, baby. Feather in my hair, feather in my hair, an eagle give his love. Lord, there's feather in my hair. I whispered I loved you. I whispered I loved you. Your soft lips whispering I love you. Oh, baby, my sweet baby, there will never be an end to our love. You've given me all of these things. You brought to life all of my dreams. Oh, baby. Warm, sweet loving, a kiss and a feeling, sweet Navajo loving. Your strong passion of old man, man of old man. Oh, baby, my sweet baby, there will never be an end to our love. You've given me all of these things. You brought to life all of my dreams. Oh, baby. Thank you. Thank you. That song is called Sweet Navajo Love. Yeah. Feel free to move around, guys. There's a lot of space to dance. This is dancing music. I'm held up in some strange city with the bright lights and neon buzz. I've driven 1,000 miles. I'm a long way from where I was. I broke down in Texas, got lost near Monterey. Set up camp in the Black Hills, found a love in Santa Fe. Each time I hit the road, I wonder every day, what would I give you? Well, 'cause I left my heart along the way. Let's just say to Joe there. From your loving, but I always run back to you. I'm searching for something I can't find, and I leave a piece of me behind for you. I woke up in Cheyenne, made my way down the Great Salt Lakes, broke some bones in Scottsdale, make Columbus in a day. Each time I hit the road, I wonder every day, what would I give you? Oh, 'cause I left my heart along the way. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How's everybody doing? Good? Hold on, I forgot what song I was playing next. Okay. Honey Buzzard? Is that on 4? There we go. I'm Joe Rhodes. I'll introduce the band real quick. This is my guy Kent on the bass guitar, Shade and Joe on the Telecaster here, and Chris Picciolo on the cans there. All right, now we're gonna play some sad country stuff. Well, I don't have time to live too fast. From time to time, I can find to heaven in your eyes. I've been crazy only once. Hard to handle before. Oh, the honey buzzard doesn't fly too far. Well, God willing, I won't have to anymore. Thank you. Thanks for letting us get weird. Yeah, what was next? Oh yeah. Midnight's too. All right. This is a song written by my friend George Yazzie. I think he's watching. Are you watching on YouTube? Yeah, this is a song that we play of his. It's called Till the Sun Comes Out. This is a mover, so we're going to get loud, and you guys can start moving. Lock me and throw away the key till the sun comes up and sets me free. I think I'm fucked beyond repair, but it's okay, 'cause I don't care. Take me home to the Navajo Nation. Let me go with a new sensation. Let me shake with a new vibration. Let me twist and shout till my heart beats no more. Take me home to the Navajo Nation. Yeehaw! doing what I shouldn't do, and being who I shouldn't be. Are we done, or you guys want one more? All right, this is gonna be our last song, for real last song. We're from the Navajo Nation, and we come from, me and my brother here, Kent, we come from a town called Fort Defiance, Arizona. And there's one road that goes through the whole town. It starts at a canyon, ends at a cemetery. This song is about that road. I've seen the canyon so blue. Oh, I've heard the wind whisper true. I've walked 100 miles. Oh, it's more. I walk 100 more. The pain is washed by the rain, and time flies in the skies. Now to hide this one dream, for the dream never dies on Kid Carson's Drive. Not to hide this one dream, for the dream never dies on Kid Carson Drive. Thank you. Have a good night.